Hi there, this is Pam. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and today I want to share a little tip for you with your ink pads. When you get a new ink pad, sometimes you may think that there's way too much ink in them. Sometimes you get them and you think they're just fine. But sometimes when you ink a small stamp, especially like a sentiment stamp, sometimes the ink will actually fill in to like a letter D or a letter P, and when you stamp that, you get all that extra ink in there that you don't need, and it makes the stamp funny. So I started to try doing a couple different things with the ink pads when I first get a new one, or if you re-ink one, you can use the re-inkers. Obviously, you buy those separate, and you can re-ink your ink pad as you need to. But what if you put too much re-inker and you get too much ink? You really can't take it out. So the tip that I have for you today is to use the Stampin' sponges. Well, Stampin' Up! Sells a package of these sponges. This is a whole one. They come in a package of 3. And what I do with mine is I cut them in half, and then I cut each half into 3. So I will actually get 6 little wedges out of one sponge, because they are pretty good size. And then to make the little handles on mine, all I did was just take a punch. It doesn't really matter what shape punch that you use, just to make your handle. And I use the matching cardstock. This one happens to be Lost Lagoon. So all I do was punch out the little shape there, and then you can just fold it in half. You can score it if you want. You don't want it all bent up, but score it in half, and then put it onto the part of your sponge. That's the point, and this is the part that you'll ink, and just staple it. So you can use just a regular staple, or if you have the Stampin' Up's little mini stapler, you can use that too. So just staple your paper right onto your sponge, and that just gives you a handle to hold on to. Now, to get the ink possibly out of your ink pad, like I said, if you re-inked it and you get way too much ink in there, a good way to do that is to prime up your sponges. So if you don't have these sponges, and you use something else, I really like these because they're big. You do get a lot of coverage when you're inking your cardstock with them. They're soft. They're great to use than the sponge stoppers. They're real small and round, but I like these. So to get some of that ink then out of your ink pad, I call it priming my sponge. So this one I did re-ink recently. So just rub your sponge around on your ink pad, and you can see it gets onto your sponge. There, it just primes it up, and then all I do was then just take a piece of scrap cardstock, and I kind of just rub it onto the paper just to get that ink down into the sponge a little bit more. And you can do it a couple times, just running over, get the ink on there, and then rub it onto your scrap piece. That way, the next time that you use that sponge, it's primed up a little bit for you. It's ready to go. I can show you there. You can ink it up on your cardstock and just dress them a little bit. But that's what I do to get some of the ink out of my ink pads that I have maybe too much. This is a brand new one of the soft suede, and this actually is a brand new ink pad. I haven't re-inked that at all. So see all the ink that is on that, and do the same thing. Just smush it around on your paper and get that ink ready to go onto your sponge. So when you're ready to use them on your cardstock, well, you're ready to go. I have quite a few of them I've already done and prepped up. Some have ink on them a little bit, some don't. Here's a pumpkin pie one. That's not even been used yet. So these sponges, like I said, you can order a pack of them, and if you cut them like I did, you can get 6. So 6 times 3, you get a whole lot of sponges out of just one package. So that's a great bargain for you. So I hope you like this little tip. You can visit my blog and see lots of Stampin' Up! Projects. It's wearestampers.blogspot.com. If you'd like to order any of these sponges, or if you need re-inkers or some new ink pads, you can visit my online store. I'll have a link down below the video, and there's also a link on my blog. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.